Hello, YouTube tennis community. Welcome back to Tennis IQ, where we talk about all things related to tennis. Today's episode, I wanted to talk about racket guards. If you're like me and you enjoy some vintage rackets, or you actually enjoy keeping your rackets in pristine condition, then this is definitely a tip that you should take a look at. Now, as you know, racket guards are the only thing between you, the court, and the frame. So here's a racket guard. Past the racket guard is the actual frame. And then after that, it's damage. And you can do a quick search online. You'll notice that a lot of these rackets, the manufacturers do not provide a replacement racket guard because they want to sell you a new one. You can attempt to 3D print, but unless you have that or you know someone, it's very unlikely that that's going to happen. So what I recommend is racket guard tape. And I'll go ahead and show you some of my rackets that I have used over the years, and I do a lot of volleying and serving, and you'll see right here that my guard is actually in pristine condition. Yeah, you might notice some glue residue, but that's easily removed via Gooby gun or some soap. Or actually, sometimes you can just use this and push on it and it'll remove it itself, but it's purely cosmetic. So I want to share with you what I use to protect my rackets. And you might not believe it, but I use Gorilla duct tape. A roll costs about $5, and I ordered the 1-inch width, and that was enough for me to protect my rackets. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this piece of tape and pass about maybe ½ inch, pull it all the way across, and you're going to go all the way across to the other side. Once you have the length that you need, go ahead and cut it down the middle, and then you can just tear it like so. What I like to do is the side that has been torn, I place it in the inner channel of the racket guard, and then I start from one side all the way, and then I use the second strip and I do the other side back. And so I'll show you what the finished product looks like. So this is what the finished product looks like. And the reason why I tore it is because I want to have access to the grommets. In case my strings break and the Gorilla duct tape is still fresh, I can keep going. If you go ahead and you didn't tear it, you'll be covering the grommets and you won't be able to restring, and you're just wasting tape. And this channel is all about efficiency. So once you go ahead and apply it, just use your fingers and smooth out any folds. In the summer, it's not much of an issue because it gets really hot and it molds very nicely. In the past, I have used a hair dryer, but I think it's unnecessary because it's not going to come off. Once you apply it, it's stuck. And it has kind of like a carbon fiber look to it, which I really like. Again, this is how I would address the racket guard and how I protect it. I do admit that sometimes I am very lazy and I don't replace this tape as much as I need to. It has torn through, but it's very resilient. If I tear through this, it's because I dug really deep on a volley. Sometimes what I normally do is when it's time to replace the tape, I'll peel it off, and then I will use the tape and I keep pressing against it to remove the residue, and you see that it's coming off. Or I can just use Gooby gun, or sometimes I just tape right over it because it's really just cosmetic. I'm not selling these rackets. These are mine. I'm okay with that. And so again, this is how I protect my racket guards and keep playing tennis. And you'll see here that these are three vintage rackets that I keep rotating through, and they stay fresh and keep me going. So I hope that's helpful. Please give it a try. Thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe.